Specimen collection. Okay, what kind of samples we take in specimen collection? Urine specimen, stool specimen, sputum specimen, wound drainage specimen, blood specimen. What things you have kept in mind while taking sample? First of all, you should provide comfort to the patient, then provide privacy to the patient. If patient is asking any question, you should answer him and give him clear and concise directions. If there is need of NPO, then ask patient to keep to be on NPO. NPO is nothing per oral. Then what all measures you should take? Check the physician order first of all. Then keep it simple directions to the client so that client is able to understand what we are going to perform on them. Take standard precautions. Label the specimen. Then timely send the specimen to the lab. If you are taking cultural and sensitivity tests, send the sample as soon as possible. And if it is not possible, you should refrigerate the sample. Then after all these things, you should document them. Urine specimen. If you are taking random sample should be clean, and this random sample can be tested for specific gravity, pH, albumin, glucose, and microscopic examination. And if you are taking a female sample, female should not be undergoing menses. Then if you are taking urine and culture sensitivity, culture is for bacterial growth, and sensitivity is to check if there is any antibiotic effectiveness or not. If you are taking sample, take midstream sample or sterile catheter specimen for taking cultural and sensitivity. Why you should take cultural and sensitivity sample? In what cases you should take? First of all, if there is any UTI, to check the frequency, urgency of urine, if there is dysuria, that is difficulty in urination, hematuria, blood in urination, flank region pain, and if patient is experiencing fever or the patient's urine is cloudy, then you should take culture and sensitivity test. How will you obtain the specimen? First of all, you should wash your hands, clean the meatus. Cleaning should be in female front to backward. Then ask the patient to start the stream or start to urinate, then stop and collect the specimen. It should be midstream specimen, okay? And you should follow aseptic technique while doing this procedure. After collecting specimen, send the specimen within 15 to 20 minutes to the lab. You should check the characteristics of the specimen: color, clarity, odor, if there is any present. How will you collect the specimen while doing random specimen test? It is not sterile specimen, it is clean specimen, so you can take clean specimen container. It mainly ordered to identify urine analysis testing or measurement of specific gravity. Specific gravity, it is done to compare the density of urine with density of water, concentration of all particle that is present in the urine, to check them. and the pH level and glucose level can be checked by clean specimen or random specimen. Then urine specimen collection. We will take midstream specimen or sterile specimen. In this, we ask the patient, as we have asked the patient before, that clean and void. After that, take midstream sample. In between, stop voiding and take the sample. After that, you can void. Then in this, you can use culture and sensitivity. For this culture and specimen sensitivity, you can take a sterile specimen container, and it should be sent to the lab after 30 to 60 minutes. And for sterile specimen, you can also take, if patient is having catheter or drainage bag, you can take the specimen from that also. Send the specimen on time only, so that bacterial growth cannot be multiplied. And check for the request that to be sent to the lab. How will you take a sample with indwelling catheter? Use strict aseptic technique to prevent microbacterial growth in the sample. If you are taking from bag should be branded new, so that bacterial growth already not present. Sampling port should be clean. Before taking a sample, you should clamp the tubing of the catheter. Then wash your hands and wear gloves, and cleanse the port with alcohol swab, and you can also use betadine swab also. Then use sterile needle and send the sample to the lab within 30 minutes. What all the urine lab tests we do: routine urine analysis, specific gravity, urine glucose in diabetic patients, via using reagent strips or double void. Then measuring chemical properties of the urine. We can measure by sending sample to the lab. We can measure glucose, ketones, protein, blood hematuria, pH, specific gravity, microscopic examination. All these can be read by sending sample. Then now we come to stool sampling or stool specimen. In this, analysis of fecal material can detect by pathological conditioning, that is tumors, hemorrhage, infection. We can diagnose all these things by analysis of fecal matter. In stool specimen, there is occult blood test, pus or ova parasites we can test. How to collect the sample? First of all, collect on plastic wrap and transfer to vial until liquid reaches fill line. Okay. Then when you are done with pouring sample, remove the spoon from the lid and discard it. Then replace the cap over on vial tightly and shake it for a minute. Place vial in a refrigerator until it is ready to ship, or until it is ready to send to the lab. You should keep in mind something, some points. Check for the chemical preservative, is it present or not. You should maintain medical aseptic technique and send the sample to the lab on time. And you should label the sample with patient's detail and document the procedure you have done. And Geikic test is used to identify or diagnose colorectal cancer or screening. It is a screening test or hemoccult slide test. Fecal characteristics. You should identify fecal characteristics of fecal matter by color. If there is any melena in this, means any presence of blood matter in the fecal matter. Check the odor of the specimen, consistency, frequency, amount, shape and constituents of the specimen. In Geikic test, single positive test result does not confirm bleeding in case of bleeding or colorectal cancer. It should be repeated for 3 times, and ask the patient to do not eat meat or take meat-free diet or high residue diet. In vaginal or urethral discharge specimen, in this specimen should be you should check for at what time you should take specimen, or what are the indications for vaginal or urethral discharge specimen. If the client is having normally thin non-purulent whitish clear or small amount of discharges, and if patient is having any STDs or UTIs or any external, you have to assess external genitalia, or if patient had any kind of history of sexual transmitted disease, or if there is any physician order, then at that time you can take vaginal or urethral discharge specimen. Then blood specimen. In blood specimen there is lab test. ABG is arterial blood gas test, blood glucose level in blood specimen. All these tests can be taken. Then you can take CSF sample. It is a test will look for proteins, sugar, glucose or other substances and chemical in the cerebrospinal fluid. Then you can, in this respiratory tract, to find out any problem in respiratory tracts, you can take these tests. It is to determine abnormal cells or infection growth in throat culture, sputum specimen, skin testing and thoracosynthesis. All these tests you will perform in respiratory tract. First of all, we will deal with nose throat specimen. Upper respiratory or throat infection. In this, we will take throat swab before meal or 1 hour after meal, because then when you are taking any throat sample, it can cause gag reflex, and after gag reflex you can vomit out what you have ate. So you should be empty stomach at that time. Then wash your hands and wear gloves. Tilt the head backward and ask the patient to pronounce ah sound, so that you can visualize the pharynx, and you can use also tongue depressor. And try do not contaminate that swab. Throat culture is taken to determine the pathogenic microorganism sensitivity, determines the antibiotic to which microorganisms are sensitive or resistant. To find out the medication is given or provided to the patient is effective on the patient or not. So we will do throat culture. Method of throat culture is same. We will insert the swab into the pharyngeal region and look for the reddened or exudated area. Then patient will be having gag reflex slightly. If If the procedure is successfully done, we will not do it again, and if it is contaminated, we have to do it again. Then nose culture. In nose culture, ask the patient to blow nose, check the nostril patency, then rotate the swab. Inflamed mucosa or exudate will be in the swab, and swab must be advanced into the nasopharynx to ensure the culture properly obtained or not. When you are taking sputum specimen, there are three major types. It is ordered to identify organisms growing in the sputum. Cultural and sensitivity test, AFB, that is acid fast bacilli test, and cytology. AFB is to determine if a person has tuberculosis or another type of mycobacterial infection. We will take 3 consecutive early morning tests or early morning sputum sample. We will ask the patient to take sample in early morning without doing any brush or mouthwash. Then cytology, it is done for examination of sputum under microscopic to look for the abnormal or cancerous cells growth. It is also done early morning, and it is also done 3 times. Sputum collection. Ask the patient to cough effectively so that sputum will be taken as a specimen, not saliva. Then record how was the color, consistency and amount or odor, document date and send to the lab. So you should keep in mind what was the color, consistency, amount and odor was there present or not, and date and time should be recorded. As I have told you, in sputum collection you should explain the patient to not do mouthwash or toothpaste so that microorganisms visibility is not altered. Then skin testing. In skin testing, determine the pulmonary disease, bacterial, fungal and viral infections. Antigens are injected intradermally and injection site is circled with a pen, and ask the patient to do not wash that area or rub that area. Read skin test. How will you read skin test? First of all, the induration. You have to check palpable, elevated, hardened area around the site where you have marked the skin, and edema, inflammation is present or not for the antigen antibiotic reaction. If the induration is 5 millimeter TB test is negative, and if 10 mm is present and you had a recent contact with a person with TB, then it may be positive. And if positive tests come, take the patient complete history and check for the signs and symptoms. If there is any weight loss, night sweats, hemoptysis, fatigue, all this present or not. Then check for the early signs and symptoms of TB. After that, take AFB test in three sample tests, what I have told you in previous slide. Then chest x-ray is done also. After that, next is thoracosynthesis. It is a diagnostic procedure, or therapeutic or biopsy can be done in this. It is done by needle through the chest wall into the pleural space to aspirate the fluid. We will put needle into the chest wall between the pleural space and aspirate the fluid. It is done for diagnostic means or therapeutic or for biopsy. For diagnostic, you can take sample and send it to the lab, and for therapeutic, to relieve the patient, we will aspirate the fluid, and in biopsy same, we will take the sample. Then ascitic fluid, we call this procedure paracentesis. It can be done to remove fluid from your abdomen or for testing also, same as in thoracentesis. Then we can take gastric secretion sample by NG tube and aspiration. So these were the culture or sensitivity tests. There are some nursing functions for culture and sensitivity or specimen collection. First of all, explain the procedure, gain client's participation, collect right amount of specimen at right time, place specimen in correct container. If it is for sterile procedure, you should take sterile container, or if it is a random collection or a clean procedure, you should take a clean container. Label the container with the patient's detail. Then complete the lab request. Place the specimen in the appropriate place for pickup and document or record it. And if anything is unusual about the appearance of specimen, mention it in the documentation. Then blood glucose level. You have to keep everything with you and keep some points in your mind while taking blood glucose by taking sample. Glucometer should be there, chemical reagent strip should be there, and the person himself can take a sample, or you can you can provide a delegate person who can take perfectly the sample. After in this glucose monitoring, you should take the sample as it is ordered. If it is ordered early morning before meal, after meal, at night. AC is for anti-sebum, that is before meal, and PC is post-sebum, after meals, and HS is at the bedtime. So you should keep in mind how you are going to take specimen, how it is prescribed to take specimen. Then risk for puncture, skin puncture. If the skin is intact and not injured or not macerated, you can take from that side. And check for the normal blood sugar level, that is 70 to 120 mg per 100 ml. How will you monitor glucose? First of all, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wear gloves, then ask the patient to wash their hands with warm water. After that, just milking of the client finger, or massage the finger of the patient so that blood is easily accessible. Then use antiseptic swab and allow the swab to dry. Then wipe away first drop of the blood with tissue or cotton ball so that sample should not be contaminated. Glucose monitoring. How will you monitor glucose? It is in continuation. Dispose the lancet after taking sample. Then wash hands after taking sample, check the puncture side and record what you have got the result. Then proceed. Values of measurement. 3 benefits to measuring the process and result. Show where we are now. It will show what we are doing and how much we have improved. Then what we measure gets improved. Heightens our awareness about the test and about the glucose level. Help us focus on what we value and where we are going. Keep us on track. Are we going right or not? Is there any need to control glucose level or need something else? Give info what is happening along the way and enable us to continue or change depending on the desired results. Thank you so much for the class.